Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 15th. Um, we are halfway through our final week before April break. I know some of you were confused about whether this week or next week is April break. Next week is April break, and all of you will have some extra free time to relax or do the things you enjoy, or to catch up on work if you are behind. I'm definitely looking forward to April break because I've been working a lot, and I still have some things to do around my house. I moved in the fall, so it'll be nice to try to get some of those things done. That being said, yesterday should have been a super easy assignment for you. I read the chapter like I usually do, and all you had to do was write a 5-sentence summary. I did that with some people yesterday, and we got it done in like 5 minutes, like 1 minute per sentence. So I know watching the videos takes some time, but I promise you that it is worth it because it allows you to have to do less work independently. So if you have not been watching the videos all the way through, again, I have been commenting on some of your assignments on Google Classroom if I can tell that you haven't been watching them all the way through based on your quality of work. But if I have not reached out to you and you're someone who has not been watching the videos all the way through, I do recommend that you start to, because they are meant for you to make your lives easier. That being said, you should have received a schedule by now. The 6th grade teachers were talking last week, and Miss Marinelli thought that students were too confused about which Zoom was at what time, which Zooms were mandatory, which Zooms were optional. So she came up with this idea to make these schedules. So you should have saw your schedule on Google Classroom yesterday, or the day before. If you have not seen it, please check Google Classroom, and if you don't see your schedule, you can email me and I will find your schedule for you. I just want to flag that schedules might change a little bit every week. So if your schedule changes, we will re-upload your new schedule, and we'll make sure that we get in touch with you so that you know. So just keep an eye on Google Classroom and make sure you are looking at your most recent schedule. That being said, since the schedules went out, my small group, this is for you, we did run into a small issue yesterday. I think because the schedules went out, you assumed that you didn't have to do any ELA work until 1 p.m. However, that's not the case. The same thing that I said last week and the week before still applies. You should be coming to small group having already watched this video. Because in this video, I read the text, and it takes me a long time to read the text. So you should be listening to the text or reading it independently, and then coming to the 1 o'clock small group if you are in that group. I think that is all my announcements for today. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I apologize, I don't have the do now and notes printed yet today. My husband forgot, so I will make sure he does not forget today so that we have printed copies for the rest of the week. That being said, Please grab your notebook or a piece of paper that you're going to keep in a safe place, a pencil or something to write with, and you will eventually need your Dragon Wings book, so make sure you have that as well. Awesome. You can pause this video if you're not ready. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, our word today is realistic. I'm sure you've heard this word before. It's a tier 2 word, which means that it can be used in a variety of situations across multiple contexts. The definition of realistic is able to see things as they really are and deal with them in such a way. So, an example sentence is, we have to be realistic and accept the fact that homework cannot be completed in one night. Obviously, that's not a sentence from the book. That is an example sentence that Ms. Cromartie and I came up with, and it relates to this virtual teaching and learning. It's not realistic to do 4 weeks of work in one day. So make sure you are logging on every day and doing your daily assignments. You can pause this if you are not finished. And I'm going to move on to notes. So our notes for today are review, making inferences. We do this every day. As a reminder, an inference is an educated guess. You use facts that you know and background knowledge that you know, plus new information. When should you be making inferences? Pretty much all the time, but there are specific times, like when a question asks you to, or when something is not directly stated in the text, or when something is hinted at. Sometimes you need to act like a detective and figure out what the text is talking about. And again, you can go ahead and pause this to finish. Awesome. So the good news is there is no new reading today. We read chapter 11 yesterday. So if you are logging on today to do today's assignment and you did not yet do yesterday's assignment, you need to do yesterday's assignment first, because in that video I read the chapter to you, and your activity was very simple, just a summary activity. You should be able to get that done in like 5 minutes, like I said. So there's no new reading today, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just walk you through the worksheet you're going to be doing today. So go ahead and open up the worksheet that is on Google Classroom. It's actually a Google form. It should say Chapter 11 Text-Dependent Questions. And when you open that, you should notice almost immediately that this is very different from the Google Forms that we were doing 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we were still focused on RL 6.5, which is the standard when you have to pick the best evidence or the sentence that best makes sense in a certain part of the text or the paragraph. It's one of our most difficult standards. This week, because we're nearing the end of the book, we just want like basic comprehension, and that is what this Google form is. So let me walk you through the first one so that you know what I'm talking about. 1A, where do Windrider and Moonshadow move after the earthquake? Super easy basic comprehension question. Your options are Los Angeles, Oakland, San Francisco, or San Diego. So we're not asking you any like higher order thinking questions. This is just basic comprehension. We want to make sure you understood chapter 11. Now the only part that is a little more rigorous on this form are the B parts. So 1B, cite evidence from the text to support your answer to part A. So what you need to do is you need to go back into chapter 11 and you need to give me a sentence that proves where Windrider and Moonshadow move. All right? So we chose to not give you multiple choice for these parts. One, because the questions are so easy on this form, again, just basic comprehension. And two, because 2 weeks ago when we were doing the Part A, Part B questions, and y'all were picking evidence for multiple choice, y'all were rocking it. Most people got most questions correct. But then last week, when we did the central idea worksheets and you had to choose your own evidence for your CER paragraph, people really struggled with that. So we are noticing that without multiple choice, people are not necessarily picking the best piece of evidence. So make sure that on this worksheet you prove to us that you can go back into the text independently without multiple choice and find a solid piece of evidence to prove your claim. Awesome. So that is all you are doing for this whole worksheet. Super, super simple. And this is due today because it's so simple. Tomorrow we will start reading the final chapter of Dragon Wings, chapter 12, and that means we will be done with the book by the end of the week. So exciting. If you have any questions about this assignment, please comment on Google Classroom, email me, or call or text me. And that is all for today. Have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.